Hey everybody, remember this channel has been shadow banned by YouTube for quite some time. So if you want to keep up with my hijinks or you just don't want to miss out on a chance to call me a slur when I say something stupid, make sure you subscribe to my channel and go over to my channel page and turn on notifications. There's a link in the upper corner of this video where you can do just that. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Shooting the with Yankee. As always, I'm Yankee, so let's start shooting. Today's topic is one that came to me from a few viewers in the last couple of days. So hopefully they'll weigh in on this or appreciate the fact that I'm doing it at least. They want to know what we think is the worst trend in the handgun industry. What is something that the manufacturers of handguns are doing now that seems to be all the rage that you think they can either stop doing or at least not do it as much? Do you hate that all the new guns coming out are striker fired, or too many of them are 9mm, or all of them are cut for a red dot? They don't need to all be cut for a red dot. Maybe they don't all need a front rail. They don't all have to be Tacticool. Whatever. They're catering to the wrong crowd. Let me know in the via the YouTube super chat, and I will read your comments. As always, I like to start us off, and I'll tell you, I think the thing that I hate most, and I think people have heard me say this before, I'm not a big fan of consolidating to 9mm. That's a profit incentive for them. They make more money if they just made all guns 9mm. But the thing that they do that I hate, the thing I see all the time I don't like, is it's like, hey, we've got this gun A, and it's awesome. It's a duty gun, a carry gun, but then people are like, oh, but it's too small to deep carry. I want a smaller version of it. So they go, okay, here's a gun that's just like that gun, but it's small and you can carry it easily. And then gradually over the next year, it's like, well, okay, here's the small gun, but it's as long as the big gun now. Okay, here's the small gun, but it's as tall as the big gun now. Okay, now we've switched it to double. Well, now it's the same goddamn thing as the big gun. So what's the whole point? I don't like that. Keep your models separate, so that you don't have to be like, oh, I've got model B, but it's the giant version, or it's the version the grip's way too big, or it's the, just if it's a small gun, be a small gun. If it's a mid-sized gun, be a mid-sized gun. Quit mixing the bunch. But that's what bothers me. Let's see what bothers other people over here. Ghost Shadow says, worst trend on guns, the goddamn prices. The prices are high. Every time there's a scare or anything like that, prices go up. And when the scare turns out to be manipulated BS by the talking heads, self-created crisis, prices never go back down. When's the last time you saw prices go up and then they go, oh, well, times are not as bad as we thought, we'll put them back down? Doesn't happen. Sean Bain, tiny guns in 9mm and competition triggers on carry duty guns. Yeah, I can get you on that second one, especially. I think that they cater to people who think they're better than they are with their guns. And I think that can bite them in the ass. And yet, we don't, how many tiny 9mm do we need? I mean, I guess as many as possible is good, I guess, but I don't need everything in 9mm. There's still some cool things to do with 380s and stuff. Mr. Furley said, putting the same gun out and calling it new. Yeah, just like now it's got cuts on the slide that it didn't have before. And then you go like, oh, is it compensated? Well, no, because they're not in the barrel. They're just on the slide, but it's a new gun. Or now it's purple. It's never been purple before. It's brand new. I get tired of that. That's for sure. John Heasley, all new guns are 9mm. Yeah, that sucks. I really don't like that whole consolidation to 9mm. 9mm is not around I usually choose to carry, and I don't want it to be my only option just because it's cheaper for the manufacturers. It's just a lot cheaper for them to have unity across their platform. All the barrels are 9mm. All the slides are cut for 9mm. Everything is set for 9mm. The grip frames are big enough for 9mm. That makes and they're milled out for 9mm. That just makes it easier for them. It's kind of like how car manufacturers started saying, well, we're just going to make cars with all the accessories already built in, and then you can pay a subscription on the ones you want. People didn't like that idea, even though it was actually cheaper And if you change your mind afterwards, like if you bought a car and it didn't have Magnaride suspension or whatever, or Sirius XM, and you said, "Oh, I wish I'd have got it with Sirius XM," well, you just get online and just get online. That looks more like a phone, but get online and turn it on, and pay less over the course of the time you own the car than you would have if you'd have had it added as an accessory. But people don't like that. That it actually made sense in. I don't like it in the gun industry where they're all just the same caliber. It got off on another tangent there. Tattooed Fucker says 9mm is the worst trend. We need more 10mm as it is the best millimeter. It definitely is the best millimeter because there ain't no 11mm. So 10mm is the best millimeter. I like 10mm a lot. Y'all saw how devastating it was against the bottle there. They just splits the thing in half. Transfers so much energy into that water and plastic, just boom. And it's a smaller bullet than the 45, and the 45 didn't do damage like that. Asir Hamar. Are we about to be jihaded? What's going on here? Too many compact polymer 9s and little innovation. That's the second person said too many little 9mm. I'm not opposed to small 9mm guns. I just don't care for myself. I'm glad people who want a tiny gun can find a tiny gun. Although I wonder if sometimes people get these tiny guns and it kind of backfires. They don't like it. It's crap, so they don't carry it and they don't shoot as much as they should. But they thought because Caden always thought when he was a kid, oh, look, that gun's tiny. That's for me. He thought my 380C camp I was buying it for him because that's a perfect gun for me to shoot. I'm like, dude, that'll rip your little fingers off. Paul B said, Hail Phil, by far the whole Tacticool morons. I think he means catering to like the tactitards. I suggested that a minute ago. I think that's what he means. Maybe. It may not be what he means, but I think it may be what he means. Sam M says, too much emphasis on accessories for unlikely scenarios. Yeah, they do that. There's a lot of that whole, well, if you don't have this to where you're prepared for 7 ninjas instead of just 3, well, then should you even carry a gun? That kind of attitude. I don't like that. It's like people when they say, if you're going to carry a gun unchambered, don't carry it. I'm like, no, still carry it. Because if you ever find yourself in a situation like those people in Pulse nightclub that were texting their loved ones goodbye because they knew they had no way to fight back and they were trapped. Well, how hard is it to rack your slide and then fight back? Really gives you a lot more options than just not carrying it because you didn't carry one in the chamber. Fire Guzzi says, I'm tired of the design cues of semi-autos. So many super tactical angular slide cuts and serrations that look so aggressive. Bring back clean style. I like a cleaner style, like on 1911s. I like a clean slide. Glocks, that's one of the things I appreciate about them. They're pretty cleanly designed gun. They're plain. They're simplistic. And I'm okay with that. I kind of like that. But yes, I can understand that. Too many guns. I mean, I like a pretty gun too, an engraved gun, a fancy gun, but most duty guns can just be plain, and that's fine. It's one of the things I don't like about the M&P. I always thought it looked like it was a tarted up whore. Had so many serrations and cuts and lines, and I was just like, looks like a tramp. Trying too hard. Travis T, too many 2011s. Well, I think any 2011s are too many. Unless it's like a good one, like in 10mm or something. Well, that's good. But most of them, the 9mm 2011s, most overrated gun, most overhyped gun. I have 2, and I regret them. I will honestly say I got fooled by the hype. I don't like them. I don't have any need for them. They're overpriced. There's so many better double stack 9mm guns. So yeah, I'm just not thrilled with them. I could do without any of them, to be honest. Mikey D said too much 9mm plastic. Yeah, the plastic fantastics are getting old. We need more alloy frame guns, metal frame guns. Well, alloy is metal, I guess, but stainless frame guns, carbon steel guns. I'd like to see some more of those coming out. We got a couple more people weighing in here, and it looks like we are done for today. Motor Acer Chris says, too few 38 Supers beyond 1911s. I think he meant to say too many 38 Supers. Because if there's one, well, then there's too many. That round needs to go back to Mexico, where it belongs. Where's ice when you need them? And our last person weighing in today is right here. It is Edgar Cortez. And he said, hard to say because I haven't bought a handgun in over 5 years. Well, shame on you. Shame. There's been some cool handguns over the last 5 years. Not many. I mean, the Shadow 2 carry, compact carry, that was pretty cool. They made some nice revolvers. But I can't think of a lot of super cool that came out over the last couple of years, to be honest. Seems like more of the same old for a while now. But that looks like that's going to do it for us today. How about you out there in YouTube land? What do you think the worst trend in the handgun industry is today? Let us know in the comment section below. And if you want to weigh in on one of these topics in person, come to the live chat. We do it every day at 6 p.m. I'm here every day. If you've got something you want to say to me, come here and say it. If you got something you want to ask of me, come here and ask it. If you want to be on the show, come on in and let me know you want to be on the show. If you want to be on your show, come let me know you want me to be on your show. I'm open to pretty much whatever. I'm easy. That used to be my reputation in most places. But so just come let me know. And like I said, hope to see you at one of the live chats soon. Also, everybody that in here today that participated, hope to see you again tomorrow. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe until I see you again. Hey everybody, Yankee here. I just want to remind everyone that this channel is 100% viewer funded. We don't take kickbacks, we don't do discount codes, we don't take money from advertisers, and we definitely don't take money from big gun groups that want to tell us how to feel about things. So if you want to be part of the good things we do on this channel, please go over to tympistolproject.com, my website. There's a link in the upper corner, and either buy some custom merchandise or sign up for Subscribestar or Patreon. You can even get some pretty cool patches over there. So please go over if you can and help support the channel.